That's all right, actually. That's pretty...
He's not on the ramp. Yeah, I'll let you move this ramp.
Oh, yeah, we can move the ramp.
I have to back it up to move the ramp or pull forward. One or the other.
Hi ho, Keegan the Vlog here. Welcome to another crazy episode of TR3 Wrench Time. This is another vehicle acquisition. So you probably noticed from the intro that, well, we bought another car. It doesn't actually run, so there actually does have to be some work done to the engine. Now, the owner described what he believes is a hydrolock situation, and I think that's quite unlikely. Hydrolocking, if you're not familiar with the term, usually happens in aircraft radial engines. The bottom pistons tend to collect oil that seeps around the seals and whatnot, and gravity puts it into the cylinder, and a fluid cannot be compressed. So what happens when you go to crank over an engine like that is it gets to a situation where compression cannot happen and the weakest part of the link gives, and that's usually a connecting rod or something like that. He also described a diesel injection pump overhaul, which means that the whole timing system has to come apart. The timing belt has to come off, so the two halves of the engine are disconnected, and at the point of putting that all back together, it's more likely that it did not get timed right and a piston has contacted a valve, which means overhaul. Not a big deal. Actually, a remanufactured head with a complete overhaul kit for this car is $1,000. So and we're getting the car super cheap. So when you see it, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Is if you know anything about these Mark IIs, A, they're extinct. B, if you do find one, they are not original. This one has all the trim bits, even the beauty rings around the wheels are all there. It's an amazing time capsule. The inside is great. The dashboard has the tiniest cracking going on, and even when these things were current and out on the road, the dashboards were always cracked. So anyway, let's go get ourselves another Mark II. I told him I was hoping this was going to be a surprise, but you know, you were here this morning, so he's like, "Why are you hooking up the trailer? What did you do?"
What are you doing? What have you done?
So there I was, finding my own.
Stop talking to that guy.
I was building a Triumph chassis the other day, and this guy Wayne pulls in to the lot. So he walks up and just says, "Hey, do you think anybody here would be interested in buying my 1986 Jetta Diesel as a project car?"
Of course you're here.
It gets better. It gets so much better. So I can't. I'm going back to work on Monday. Like, I talked myself out of this car. Steve and I went to look at it. We're driving back, and Steve said, "Why don't we buy it together?" We just want to document how we found it, because this is epic.
You can move that ladder if you want. I don't give a shit. I pulled the shock out from under the front wheel, so as soon as you knock it out of gear, I think
It's gonna roll. Okay. Does the handbrake work?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Regular brakes ought to work. I mean, I have enough power brakes.
Yeah. So they'll be tough.
But as far as I know, they still work.
So in addition to the car, it came with a complete carload full of parts, plus an engine. This one's normally aspirated diesel 1.6, like my blue car, and another 020 transmission.
I don't know why the emergency brake isn't working, because I don't think I would have been driving without emergency. It looks like There's a little thing that goes around. You can adjust each one.
Yeah, I did not notice when we first went. I forgot about the windshield. What's that? So do I. Yeah. No, we're gonna put it back on the road.
He's got one?
He just screamed, "I need the transmission out of that."
Well, we have an extra transmission.
I think we might need that.
Hold there if you can. Will the brake hold?
Yeah, well, barely.
Yeah, if you just keep straight, you're... Some interesting things, isn't it?
It's up here.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not on the pinch weld.
Probably the failure of this stuff.
Yep.
But it's not on this side at all.
That's fixable.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, other than that, woo!
Yeah, you saw that too.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
I suppose that it was welded tubing, that was probably the weld seam, but still,
Yeah.
and a good piece of tin can here.
The axles and the axle boots are in decent shape.
Good.
They had the ball joints and everything. There's no lateral movement in the wheels up front.
Any, play in anything. I'd say this actually looks pretty clean.
Yeah. I mean, this
my
is
standards.
mine was dirty back here too, and I can see where he's saying that's got a ton of leak on the on the gas. Yeah, no, on the flange back there for the manifold. I think he said those studs are broken.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, a little surgery. Yep. Fire up the power washer and clean this thing up.
It's time to dig through the parts.
What's in there?
Brake rotors. Nice.
Pads. There's 4 boxes with headlights.
These are the Aero headlights, and all of them seem to be in good shape.
Something heavy.
And here's where it starts to get a little bit interesting. In addition to the amazing amount of stuff that can fit in a Jetta trunk, that's a Pirelli P-Slot wheel.
They're in better shape than the tires that are on my car.
Oh. Except that he also lost the whole rocker arm assembly parts. My cover off my cabin cover.
And the caps are there. Oh my goodness.
Well, the celebration was a little premature. There are only 3 caps. But there are 6 wheels! 6 Pirelli P-Slot wheels. 4 with tires, 2 without.
Set of rods and a camshaft and a rocker arm assembly for a couple $100.
And all 6 were in the trunk of this car. And there was other stuff in the trunk of the car with them. How is that even possible?
You're not thinking fourth-dimensionally.
So we've got 6 of those wheels, but I count only 3 of the center caps.
Oh. Huh.
So far this looks pretty dry in here.
Yeah.
Little bit of rust here, but not nearly as bad as mine.
Always check that spot if you're looking at one of these Mark IIs.
Oh. Whoop, something's hot. Something. Oh, the ignition is probably on.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
So what's the ignition's on? It probably kicked on the glow plugs.
So
We are definitely not going to we're not going to spin the engine over, but let's see what came on. Radio works.
Try your wipers. You got ignition on, by the way?
Yeah.
Woohoo, look at that.
Wipers work.
Okay.
Turn signals.
Turn signal.
That's right.
On in the front.
Okay, we don't have left turn signal. How about brakes?
You got brake lights.
Wow. That's the only fourth one.
Headlights.
You got tail lights.
You got a left headlight, no right tail light.
All right, how about, let's see, how about high beams here?
Yep. Again, just the left. What else is there?
Flashers.
Left, huh?
Just the right. Okay, so it's
Your left directional signal one more time.
It's blinking.
Okay, so you do have one in the rear.
Yep.
Okay, so it's
Well,
just-
it's blinking fast, so you probably got one.
one of the bulbs out. Yeah.
got a reverse light.
Oh yeah, let's do that. Actually, it's in reverse.
Got the ignition on.
Yeah. No reverse light. I hear the relay clicking for the horns, but no horns. Yeah, it looks like it just goes around this horn here.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, these are loose. Well, this one was loose. And it feels like maybe one of them is.
Oh, they're stuck. I bet that's what it is. So when you pulled this up, it just spun off instead of actually pulled.
Or he disconnected it because of that.
Yeah, that's true.
See, the fact that they're
Yeah,
not even is.
Yeah.
We should have looked at that when it was up in the air. Oh,
We can put it back up in the air, yeah. That doesn't feel like it's connected, the cold start lever.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
I was pulling that, trying to open
It's just
it.
a throttle advance on the pump.
Mhm.
It's got a cable connected to it, so no idea what that is. The clock on the cluster doesn't work. But you know, I might have a cluster for this car. Well, if we're still in play mode, I would suggest that we take the valve cover off
Okay.
and check the timing.
Okay.
Oh, that's number one. I hear compression.
I'm not feeling anything exciting thus far. Okay, we're about 1 revolution.
Okay, so far so good.
I mean, I'm feeling resistance, but it feels like compression.
No, this looks completely normal. It sounds completely normal too.
2 revolutions. Good compression.
Yeah.
Like lots of compression.
It's a diesel.
Yep.
This thing's gone all the way around a couple times, and
3 revolutions.
so we've gone all the way around, and you haven't hit a hard stop.
Nope.
All right, go forwards about half of that distance.
Okay.
Right there. There is the mark. And looking at the head number 1 cylinder is at top dead, and the that slot for the alignment tool is pretty much perpendicular. So I think this thing is timed correctly. Steve, I think we might want to hook a battery up to this thing and see if we can get it started.
Okay.
Okay, so we verified that the timing is correct. We turned the engine over by hand. We went over 5 or 6 times without incident, and verified all the timing marks line up. We're gonna crack the injectors and turn it over and see if we have any fuel coming out of here. You know, even these return lines look like they've been replaced.
Well, remember we found some old nasty ones in the box.
Yeah.
So I bet they have. Let me hook the battery up and.
All right, so we've cracked the injection. All the injectors are cracked. Went through the entire, rotated the engine over, looked for timing is lined up. We're not going to do any damage to it, so Okay.
And just hold it on start.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Fuel, fuel. Okay.
Doesn't sound inspiring, does it?
Right?
Although I'm not convinced that.
Oh, it could be
connections
connections, yeah.
are good. I mean, in fact, this is getting hot, which is never a good.
Never a
sign.
good sign.
We could. Have a battery
We
for that
do.
sign. Oh, yeah, we do, don't we?
Let's just take the battery out of mine and
I think it's supposed to go this way because there's
a lip.
no lip there.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh
All right.
no, it's the same. It's got the thing. Okay.
Fire when ready.
That sounds normal. That thing started right up. It didn't put up any fight at all. We're going to take this to the park.
We're gonna put the wheel on first.
That stopped. You want to take it to the park?
Oh, of course it's loud. There's no exhaust system to speak of. Seems to have plenty of power by my standards.
Steering feels good.
Yeah, it does. Is it generally fairly heavy
Yeah,
steering?
yeah, it is.
Not
It's
highly boosted.
Exactly.
Good. It's so loud when you do.
That is a lot of blue smoke coming out of the back.
We have all the spare parts to do a whole brake job in the front.
It's sounding a little bit better. Oh wow.
That's from the exhaust pipe.
You want to get it back up in the air and check it out? Sure. Yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a lot of fresh oil. You say it was running all the way down.
Oh, see, this is where I put
Yeah.
my fingers. But that's what's interesting. Is it hitting the exhaust pipe or is it coming out of the exhaust? That doesn't seem.
Oh God.
Well, I suppose that's possible.
Sure looks like it's coming out of the exhaust.
Sure does.
If I had to guess, I would say it's coming out of the exhaust. So that means there's tons of oil in the exhaust, which means not good things necessarily.
Right?
So let's see. Oh, but you get perfect access to the bottom of this thing.
Sure, sure. It seems to be up here high on the back side of the engine. So back there in the turbocharger slash intake slash exhaust manifold area. A lot of things bad it could be, but a lot of things benign it could be too. I never heard the turbo whine on this, and this should be a pretty loud turbo. I don't think I've ever actually been in the presence of one when it was working, but I am suspecting that this turbo is non-functional or non-properly functional. So so we'll be dealing with that too. A lot to pick apart on this thing and investigate. Hey, I think our plan is to actually fix this thing up and make it roadworthy. So if you're interested in watching that, please consider liking and subscribing, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.
only about 2,000